Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Our time. We know what we gotta do. Stay in the fight between the walls.
Time to turn the intensity up.
Fight to the end, no matter what happens. Good day to be in victory lane.
Green flag is in the air.
Driving with conviction. Side by side, hammer down.
The after-checks are quick. Don't count out anybody. Who wants it the most?
We are eyes on the leader now.
He is driving his guts out. Wheel to wheels, they come to the line. Victory this will be.
Nobody wants it more than you.
Next flag is going to end it.
Does he have enough? A dominant performance.
Gonna say no, baby. Let's go.
Can you believe what you are seeing? Everybody pushing as hard as they can get it. One final shot.
Gotta earn this thing. Run here to the end.
It is all on the table.
A total 500.
Drivers, start your engines!
High pressure, high stakes. It feels like the whole world's watching every move that I make. Another sunrise, another warning, but I'm still learning how to hold the line, how to quiet down the noise inside. And the moments slip away when I forget what I need. So I steady up my hands, let the rhythm set me free. I remember to breathe when the whole world shakes me down. Clear mind, finally free. I won't break, I won't bow. I'm holding on. Yeah, I'm stronger than I seem. I remember to breathe.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back into Infinity Broadcasting, and welcome in to the High Side Motorsports Season 1, Round 13, out at the wondrous Talladega Superspeedway this evening. Hamish Munro bringing you all the action live through sight and sound right here on the Infinity Broadcasting Network, broadcasting straight to YouTube for your viewing pleasure here this evening. If you want to help support us across the rest of this season and into Season 2 as well, be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe and the bell icon as well, so you're notified whenever we go racing right here on the high side of Oval Motorsports. We come into tonight with 3 rounds to go. It is becoming a Austin Call season to remember at this stage, and as we come into tonight's race at Talladega, well, there's one thing on Austin Cole's mind, and that is outscore Mike Rinker and Bailey Brannon by 40 points, and he will win the championship before we get to our next 2 rounds at Iowa and Charlotte Motor Speedway for the series finale as well. He is currently sitting 92 points ahead of Mike Rinker. He sits 98 points ahead of Bailey Brannon, so anywhere between 35 and 40 points will win Austin Cole the championship here tonight, with a total of 65 points on offer for a complete win, including a stage win as well, and then not even thinking about the bonus points that could possibly come his way too. It is a possibility that Austin Cole wins the championship here this evening before we get to Iowa and Charlotte, and making those 2 races battles for supremacy, battles for bragging rights across the rest of the field, in terms of every single driver just wanting to improve their position and make sure that they situate themselves well in a good seated position prior to the commencement of Season 2 as well. Looking at the calendar for what's upcoming here at the end of the season, of course, we're at Talladega tonight, March 8th, 2026. 60 laps, 150 miles. The first stage will end at lap 28, the exact same as last week at Pocono. Next week, as I said, out at Iowa, 170 laps, stage end will be 70, and then Charlotte Motor Speedway will end us all out 100 laps, with the stage ending at lap 45 on that day as well. We've got 3 EOLs coming into Talladega here this evening, the 39 car, the 72 and the 13, so that's going the way of Paul Harris, Damon Marotta as well, and the 39 is not in the field tonight, so he probably won't be getting his EOL. That might be coming his way out at Iowa next week, but it's an absolute pleasure to be here with you once again. It's always a fun time when we get to go racing on the high side of motorsports, here with the Gen 6 Cup Series as well, and as practice will be coming to an end in a moment's notice, we'll be finding ourselves in an opportune position just to get a good feeling for how these drivers are going to be running tonight. Now, if you've never seen Talladega, for whatever reason, number 1, where have you been? Number 2, it's going to be pack racing. It's plate racing at its finest. It's a power track. No braking, no lifting whatsoever, apart from if you're in the draft, because you don't want to be full throttle the whole time. Oil pressures could lead to engine blowouts on the back straight if drivers are not maintaining the temperatures well. And as practice is just filtering down towards the end, we've got about 60 seconds left to practice. The main name of the game tonight is maintain your car, maintain yourself, and stay out of the big one, because it is more than likely going to come our way at some stage across the next 60 laps. So drivers are going to have to be cautious, they're going to have to be careful, and they're going to have to hope and pray that they make it through this race nice and tidily. Bonus points on offer tonight, of course, for leading a lap, leading most laps, fastest lap of the race, and there's 3 bonus points if you manage to get yourself home on a 0 incident race, 0x. You will get home with 3 bonus points, but it's going to be nearly impossible to do so here at Talladega for any driver out there. If they're able to do it, it will be one hell of an effort for them to maximise on their performances here tonight across the piece. Once again, just having another quick look here at the championship standings, and just at how close the pressure's being applied now. I mean, we've still got close battles, obviously, between Kevin Winker, William McKellar. They're separated by 2 points. Ryan Hatch not too far behind them. Then Robert Stevens Jr., Trey Jones on 387, 380 for opposing Kareem. Pruitt and Harris tightly contested as well. Mackie, who's not running anymore, well, he's still falling down the order. Will Kern as well. Keith Vaughan's now equalised the points Josh Perrin had accrued himself before. He's been us to leave the series. So for Keith, he'll have the opportunity to get past Perrin in the standings after tonight's race as practice comes to an end. Smathers had a good run last week. Great runs from some drivers last week, including Joe Dyson. Best finish of the season, finished out P12 last time out when we were racing previously. As qualifying is about to begin and drivers will prepare themselves to head out onto the circuit here tonight to push themselves to the absolute limits. A couple of drivers that do need to be spoken about, obviously, throughout this race here tonight, but namely Paul Harris. EOL penalty. He'll try and qualify this car to get himself a good position in pit lane, but this 13 entry will be starting from the back end of the field of this evening's race. Interesting to see what he does. He's quite a good super speedway specialist in his own right. Did well at the Daytona 500 earlier in the year, got a P3 finish on that day as well, so that's a hell of an effort from Paul. He's definitely going to be one to watch out there here tonight. Of course, for Posey Kareem, we know he's got good pace as well. Won the Daytona 500 on that same weekend, so he'll also be a driver to keep an eye out for. And mind you, won that with about 9 minutes of repairs on that car. Multiple times he had to come through pit lane, and he still ended up going on and winning that race, and a fantastic run for Posey. We know Austin Cole can what he can do. I mean, he's been spectacular this season, and as we said, if he outscores Bailey Brannon and Mike Rinker by between 35 and 40 points, he will win the championship here this evening, and then we'll move on to Iowa and to Charlotte the week after, where he'll be officially crowned the champion when that happens. Ultimately, the game for Brannon and for Rinker here tonight is you've got to make sure Cole finishes at the back end of town. You cannot afford to drop points to him. If they drop points to him in the stage, well, it's going to be an early moment for them to be put under maximum pressure out there in terms of where they could find themselves situated in terms of the championship standings going forward towards the end of this round. Zach Smathers, well, he's confident here tonight. He wants to get the win. He's back in the Sprite livery as well on board this Chevrolet Camaro. He's only got 3 more runs in this car before moving over to the Ford Mustang for next season when he joins Infinity Motorsport alongside the likes of Paul Harris, Will Kern, and as well Jesse James. So he'll be looking forward to that little change of scenery for next season, but it's not just the team scenery he'll be changing, it'll be the interior of his car as well when he changes over to that Ford Mustang. First lap times coming in. Paul Harris has gone straight to the top, 51.42 on his first attempt. McKellar goes to P3 in behind Mr. Cody Pruitt there as well. We wait for what the time's going to be for Austin Cole and where he's going to situate himself through the tri-oval to the dogleg start line. Goes to P2, 51.43. He's matched the time by about 4 thousandths of a second to Cody Pruitt, and that's how close the margins are going to be tonight. It's not going to be in the tenths. It's not going to be in the hundredths. Lap times are going to be separated by the thousandths across this night, because of how close this power circuit is in Talladega as well. I mean, it's full throttle to the floor. It's plate racing at its absolute finest. And ultimately as well, it is going to be whoever can survive out there and whoever can keep their car out of the wall across the race. Joe Dyson up to P7 now. Brannon into P6, knocks him down one with a 51.476 as well. For Smathers, he's gone to P12 with a 51.61, separating a couple of cars out there, and Mike Rinker and Nate Owen as well. Mike's got to try and find a better lap time, but he's not looking like he's going to do so. So it's going to be a start further back for him here this evening, and that's not the sort of pressure that he would have wanted. Austin Stamper, P13 in qualifying. John Roberts is still yet to get a lap time in, and he's only got one more attempt to do so. On his second lap now, Will Kern up to P2. We know the sort of pace that Kern's been bringing at the latter half of this season. So he is always going to be a driver to watch out there, and he could be one to watch tonight and trying to go for a race win. Especially with his future teammates starting, well, qualifying ahead of him, but starting at the back end of the field. As Roberts will come round to end down his run here in qualifying, he'll come across the line. What's the lap time going to be for John? It's a 54.23. It's not competitive whatsoever. Joe Dyson trying to find some time here. Ryan Hatch to P13 on his last attempt. He goes 51.55 that time by. Kevin Winker has had to pull it up on the back stretch as well. So all the lap times have been completed, and Paul Harris has claimed pole position here at Talladega Superspeedway. He won't start there. He'll start at the back of the field thanks to his end of line. So Will Kern will start on the front row. And he will start in the corrected pole position when Harris has to serve that end-of-line penalty. Don't be surprised as well if we find the likes of Zach Smathers having to go to the back of the field as well. He likes to really get himself into a solid position, and ultimately the way he'll try and do that is he'll try and run the back end of the field. So as everyone lines up on the start line, the starting grid will be as follows here this evening for Talladega. Paul Harris will start pole position alongside Will Kern on the front row of the grid. Austin Cole, Cody Pruitt in behind them. Will McKellar, Posey Carina ahead of Kevin Rinker and Bailey Brannon for the top 8. Damon Marotta, Joe Dyson in behind them with Robert Stevens Jr. and Justin McCurdy then for our top 12. As we look back to Ryan Hatch, Zach Smathers ahead of Nate Owen and Austin Stamper with Mike Rinker, John Roberts, Magnus Anderson, Charles Rinker and Nick Mercero at the back end of the field. But ultimately, what is to come tonight is going to be max pressure for these drivers. And for Paul Harris, well, as much as the high of pole position is for him, he is going to have to pull straight over, lift off and go straight to the back of the field for his end-of-line penalty, which he's doing so right at this very moment as well. Winker's going to have to, Damon Marotta's going to have to do the exact same thing. So everyone will now pull away. Marotta will pull over to let everyone past. And the heartbreak for Harris of having that end-of-line penalty, well, what could have been for him starting on pole position. The two best positions you want to be here tonight off the start is going to be in pole or at the back end on the final row of the grid. Bailey Brannon has missed the race start and he'll be starting from pit road. So this is a huge, huge moment here in this race for Brannon to start from pit road. That there is not what he would have wanted. And now he will have work to do. And ultimately, the struggle that's going to come for Brannon is he very easily could go a lap down here very early in this race. It's not the kind of strategy he would have wanted to play here for Talladega this evening. And the pressure that has been applied to him now, and the fact of the championship that he wants to try and win, well, ultimately, it's almost like he's trying to give it away for free to Austin Cole, who starts up on the front row. New scheme this week as well for Will Kern. Good-looking paint job on the 31 Toyota Camry. Of course, as we said, next season he finds himself a team. There's a new scheme as well this week as well. New livery for Cody Pruitt's car as well. Slightly updated livery for Will McKellar and for Kevin Winker as well. Multiple cars running some special liveries this week. I know that Charles Rinker put a lot of time into this throwback Valvoline livery out there as well. So there's been big efforts put in this week to try and get these cars looking as special as possible for Talladega. I mean, it's a special place whenever you get to go racing here in Alabama, and to go to Dega is always a spectacular time. But lights are up. Pace truck ready to come in. Pressure is on for Austin Cole, for Will Kern. Which one of them are going to reap the benefits here at Talladega, and how long will we go before the first caution here at Dega? Lights out, green flag, Talladega lights up with Gen 6 NASCAR action once again. We can see immediately the scrambling for position, the scrambling to start the rows, start the columns, start the lines. Get yourself through and keep yourself tidy. It's going to be plate racing at its finest, folks, as everyone will be looking to maximise off this race start. Good start here for Cody Pruitt. Straight into the race lead, but Will Kern on the outside getting a push here from Kevin Rinker, trying to force his way forward. Watch for Robert Stevens Jr. on the outside as well. New colours on that car this weekend. As Kern now into the race lead, and this is going to be the swapping and changing of the whole field. In terms of drivers, will be swapping and changing all the time at the front end as they get a good run and as they get a push along from the row in behind them, and it's going to be the switchback. It's going to be trading positions like a schoolyard trading Pokemon cards. That is the sort of racing we're getting tonight. And look at Joe Dyson up there. He's up and amongst it here tonight. A lot of confidence after the performance last week out at Pocono. The tricky triangle paid well for him. He got himself a P12 finish. He's still hoping to get himself a top 10 here tonight in his for the first time this season, if he can. Rinker now to the front of the field, pushing from Rob Stevens Jr. He drops slow, and that's going to hang Rinker out wide. Good plan there for Rob. Gets the low line, gets to push on now. But Austin Cole plays heartbreak as he pushes Rinker straight back into the lead. And Stevens is going to get caught out here as Harris. Look at the moves from Harris already from the back of the field to the front. What a run for the driver who put this car on pole tonight. He is going to be a hard man to beat here at Talladega. And for Paul, he has got some wicked pace on board this Mustang here this evening as we run along the start lap 4. And ultimately, it is anyone's game at DEGA. Any driver can win it, knowing the sort of pressure that can be applied. Brandon is out there, by the way, but he's all on his lonesome. He is going to get caught up by this pack of cars, this pack of hungry dogs chasing him down, ready to chew him up and spin him out the other side. And before we know it, Brandon's going to be a lap down in this race. He's trapped out there alone. He's got no one to draft with. And this whole front pack are pushing each other to the absolute limits here. Around turn 3 they come. And the pressure that's on them is at an absolute maximum level here tonight to perform. For Caldwell, ultimately, he just wants to try and solidify points and solidify himself in a positive position. Riding on board now with Paul Harris. Round towards the extended start-finish line. And he sits well on the inside. And drivers have done so well off this race start to settle into their groove. Joe Dyson to the race lead. Where's this come from for Joe Dyson? He's been sucking up positions left, right and centre. Has the vacuum in the 71. And Joe Dyson leads a race in High Side Motorsports. What a run at this stage here for Joe. Austin Cole in behind him. Marotta as well. Remembering that Marotta also had the end-of-line penalty, so Marotta and Harris have gone together to the front here tonight. They've done well to get those cars all the way at the top as Rinker's caught on the outside, and now he's caught with a parachute behind him. That is going to drag him straight back behind this whole draft train. As Cole now to the race lead, Marotta on the outside with him. And again, just taking their runs as they get it, nice and tiny. They filter back in, and it's going to take it's a bit of Rochambeau tonight. It's going to take 2 to tango, and it's going to take a couple of drivers to be understanding that there's no room for trying to be selfish out there. There's no room trying to defend position. Because it's such a high-power track, the runs that you get trying to go around the outside are super, super strong. So if you're trying to defend your position on the inside, there's not much worth in actually not letting them filter in. You may as well let them come down, drag you forward, you'll get your opportunity at a later date. That's what the game plan's going to be tonight. It's a long game. It's not a short game, and you're not going to win this race in the first 10 laps. It's going to take you running that around 6 times as Kareen helping his teammate Harris here. They're 3 wide into turn 1. Harris, Marotta, Cole as Kareen doing the helpful work here with the teammate to push Harris forward. And that pushes the 13. A little bit loose. Kareen got him loose up there. He's trying to find a low line here. Cole went straight for the infield expecting a wreck. Didn't get one. Has to rejoin cleanly. So a small messy moment almost blew up in their faces by way of just the slightest of touches there from Kareen to his own teammate Paul Harris, who's now got a meatball flag for what I can only assume could either be a blown engine or a bit of steering damage on this thing. It's running well. but it sounds like to me he might have some suspension damage after that knock with the wall. This is heartbreak for Harris. He's going to go a lap down here when he's forced to take a green flag pit stop. And this is not what he wanted here tonight after putting that car onto pole position. It's not over yet for him though. There's still opportunity to come back in this race. Brannon's going to come into pit lane. So I think there may be some strategy now for Brannon to come in, get out with his teammate Harris, and for them to work together. So then neither of them are caught out there on their own, as Harris will come around turn 3 and 4 here and aim this thing for pit lane. But it's heartbreak for him at this point of the race. Dyson now dropping positions. Caught it on the outside. Inside line's becoming the favourable one, as the long train has decided to go single line astern here as Harris finally brings it into pit road. Brannon's going to bring it out with a bit of fuel needed on board that car. Of course, he's had no drafting whatsoever, so he's had no opportunity to fuel save. He's been full throttle, full bore this whole race. And Brannon has come out. Where is he actually rejoined? He's rejoined behind the race leaders, but again, he has taken that pit stop as Kareen is now careening down the field, dropping to the back of line. And unfortunately for him, just having to push on here as well. If you're watching along with us here tonight, by the way, be sure to get into the live chat on YouTube. Have a chat with us. Let us know who you want us to keep an eye on, and let us know any of the drivers out there that you want us to focus on and tell the story of across the night's race. We've got 60 laps of DEGA, folks. With 51 laps to go, we've got plenty of time to run through some storylines, to run through some drivers, and to run through some information as well. So be sure to get out there and in the chat. Any engagement helps us along the way. And of course as well, hit the like button to let us know you're enjoying the content, and hit the subscribe and the bell icon as well, so you're notified whenever we go racing right here with Infinity Broadcasting. And we've got maximum racing still to come your way for the rest of March. Of course, later this evening, VRS Porsche Cup Series comes your way at 7:50 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. And they're going to be racing at Miami Autodrome for the semi-final round of that season. Austin Cole coming into pit road. Has he got anyone coming in with him? He does. He's got Ryan Hatch, McCurdy, and Anderson. So he will get some help here on the exit of pit road when he needs a little draft train. Next week, of course, Iowa here for High Side Motorsports at 10:50 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, thanks to the time zone change. And then later that day, 7:50 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, the final round, the grand finale of the VRS Porsche Cup Series Season 4 as we go racing in Adelaide Street Circuit. And there's Paul Harris, who's about to go a lap down on the race leaders after having to come in with a meatball flag, and he needs a caution at this point to get him back into this thing ultimately. And that's what Paul will be hoping for. Joe Dyson looking to come in pit road. Is anyone else going to follow him as well? Or is he going to get caught out on his lonesome? McKellar's in, Dyson's in, Stamper's in. So a little triple threat as there's a massive loose run through pit road entry for McKellar. That's going to hurt him on the run through. Now Kareen at the back end here in behind Nate Owen. New livery on his car as well for Nate here this evening. In the Bush light entry, it looks good. Out there and amongst this front pack of cars from Marotta, Stevens, Kern, Pruitt, Rinker, Owen, Kareen. They're doing so well. Smathers is still running on his lonesome here, but he's got no one to draft with, so he is getting caught out, and he cannot wait for the stage end of this race to get him back in and firing. Stamper out of pit road now. Black flags for multiple cars. McKellar with a speeding in pit lane. Dyson with a speeding in pit lane. Hatch as well has just gotten one too, so he's having to drive back through pit road to serve this drive-through penalty. Maximum mistakes can cost you dearly. Minimum mistakes, so they can cost you even worse sometimes. For those guys, that's going to drop them heavy positions. It's going to help the likes of Brannon and McCurdy, although McCurdy had a stop hold penalty the last time he was in pit road, so it appears that some drivers taking too many liberties in the pit road. Big contact at the front. Stevens and Marotta getting hooked up. And it is the first caution of this race. Caution 1. Brought out by a slight knock there for Kern onto Rob Stevens Jr. Let's watch this back. So So ultimately, Marotta has not anticipated the pace gain on Stamper. Hasn't moved out of his way. He hasn't moved to get past him. And that has just crescendoed that moment even worse. The blame there ultimately has to go on Marotta. Unfortunately, that's a meatball flag for him. Hatch has still got his black flag. And for Stamper, he's got himself a meatball as well. So it is Heartbreak Hotel for some drivers out there. Kern has pulled up, waiting for the pace truck on the back stretch. Here it comes, firing out of pit road. Rounded in the chat saying, if I do, can I bully Americans for bad driving? Oh, I suppose you could. It's a free country and a free world. You're allowed to say whatever you wish within reason within the chat. So, yes, you can bully Americans in the chat if you wish, Rhiannon. So Will Kern gets picked up here by the pace truck. It was a big, scary moment there. Stampers had to come in and fix his car. Not what he would have wanted here tonight. And to use your fast repair so early is going to be so detrimental to drivers having to just keep themselves clean ultimately. I mean, having to use it here so early is now going to put you under so much pressure. If they get caught out in another incident in this race, which is highly likely, the statistics and highly likelihood of a second incident occurring to you at Talladega is extraordinary. It's a lot higher than any other track on the iRacing service. And so at that higher risk, without the safety net of a fast repair, if you're in a big wreck, your night could be over before you even know it. Front runners are going to come into pit road now though. Kern in, Pruitt in. Winker is going to stay out to try and take track position here. Bold strategy for Kevin Winker. But what it does is, by him staying out, it's going to lock some cars a lap down on the race leaders. So he has deliberately done this, I would say, to lock a couple of cars lap down. Although actually Austin Cole, no. Austin's actually going to get waved around. He is the top seated car one lap down on the race leaders. So he's going to be able to come straight to the front here. He slides back into P2. It's going to be a very, very weird and awkward moment for wave arounds. Charles Rinker comes past the whole field. But Cole now up into P2. Harris very confused by what's happening. Magnus Anderson up there as well. So it's a very odd moment for this to happen. Now, of course, Harris is a lap down, so he needs to try and filter back, as is Rinker, Mercero, Roberts, McKellar and co. But they're all trapped a lap down now. This is the problem with green flag stops. Eventually drivers will unfortunately get trapped to that one lap down, all because they haven't managed to get themselves through the proper process of pitting and stuff like that. And the fact that there was so many cars caught behind the race leaders that were a lap down at that point, it means their gamble for earlier stops has not paid off for them ultimately at this stage. For other drivers, well, it's actually worked out quite well for them. The likes of Pruitt, Kern, Smathers, Owen, Stevens, Marotta, Kareen, they're all on the lead lap now. Charles Rinker has just come into pit lane thanks to the fact that he got his wave rounds. He'll get back out there and back on the lead lap once again. The problem for Winker is he hasn't pitted. How much fuel is going to be on board this car? How are his tyres running as well? And ultimately, can he make it much longer in this portion of the race after we've just had such a long green period and after he's just been given a handed free pit stop under caution? I don't know if that was really worth it for Kevin. We'll see. Race Control have done a ruling though on lap 13. Number 80 does not listen to the leader and remains in the bottom line when told to go high. Attempts to go high last second. So the 80 car has been given an end-of-line penalty after the onus of Marotta telling him to go high. And that gives us some good answers there as to why that contact occurred. So I retract the statements that it's on Marotta. It is on Stamper there as Marotta has told him to go high to allow the front runners pass on the inside run. That has not worked out, and that's why the contacts happen, and that's why the caution has been brought out here tonight at Talladega once again as well. And in the chat saying, don't let the bad gamblers into Vegas. Well, it's true, you don't want to let those bad gamblers into Vegas. They could make themselves very, very poor if they're not careful as well. So for Kevin Rinker, and look at this scrambling of cars here. Just trying to figure out where they all want to situate themselves. For Kevin Rinker, at this point in time, he has offset himself possibly incorrectly for tonight's event. He has got work to do now to hold this car at the front end of town. Will still need a pit stop, of course. Can he go long enough, though, on the fuel cell to keep this car at the top end of town, or is he going to get trapped one lap down when he comes into pit road the next time by? Lowest he could ultimately fall is more than likely P11. That's probably the lowest he can fall now, thanks to the factor of multiple cars behind them are trapped that lap down. But really, has this been worth the gamble? I tell you what, I'm really falling in love with Cody Pruitt's car back there. That Stanley entry looks very, very nice. In the 16 car for Pruitt. That is a very, very nice looking livery out there inside of the top 4. Pace truck's going to come in though. Restart zone's going to get lit up once again here at Talladega. First caution ticked off. How much longer can we go green before the stage ends? As we had a great green flag run early in the race. Down through to the restart zone we go. Green flag here at Talladega. Oh, big wreck up at turn 3. A massive one up at turn 3. Multiple cars involved, including championship leader Austin Cole. A massive moment up on the high side at turn 3. It is a car park down there, and is this the big one that we were waiting for? So it appears Kern and Rinker get into it further back, and then Smathers and Cole are coming together as well into Kareen on the high line. And it's a massive crescendo as Joel Dyson nowhere to go. A real shame for multiple cars involved in that one. Multiple meatball flags as well, including McKellar and Rinker. That being Mike and Opposey Kareen. Hatch still with that black flag, by the way. So now we've got to try... We've got to try and get an understanding of how this moment has happened here down at... oh, okay. So this will tell the storyline a little bit better here, folks. So it's not just Smathers. It is not just Smathers who's actually been involved in this. Watch Magnus Anderson and Opposey Kareen. So Anderson on the inside... comes up high, contact with Smathers, drags him back down. So actually Anderson caused both incidents simultaneously there. Anderson has caused both incidents simultaneously. So he's been given a knock from Kern in behind him. That's pushed him up high. So actually maybe... oh, this is going to be an interesting one for race control. It's either on Anderson or it's on Kern. But that's hooked up Smathers and that's gone straight into Cole on the low line. A very awkward moment there for a lot of cars. And ultimately it's now allowed Cody Pruitt to go straight to pole position for this restart. Stevens in P2 as well. Head up 42 in the chat with us, I assume is Kevin Rinker, saying, well, that worked out for me. Yeah, it was a good recovery, but yeah, unfortunately that was hooked on the rear and that's dropped him straight in. Austin Cole wasn't much more that Smathers could do, but he's into pit road now as well. So that worked out well for you, Kevin. You really needed that actually. That's worked out incredibly well as you're now into pit lane. Death King Master Chaz, remember what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas except for debt to the mob and SD. You know, it's true. It's very, you know what? Accurate. They will find you. You may be able to run away. Did McKellar recover? I believe he Yeah, he did, but he's currently a lap down. But he is back out there again. So McKellar did recover, and he's now back out on the road. Once again, we're still waiting for Ryan Hatch to serve his black flag, by the way. He actually hasn't had an ample opportunity. He can't do it under caution. 2 cars, though, with meatball flags, likely out of this race now. Kareen and Mike Rinker as well. So this may actually cost Mike Rinker the championship here tonight. Austin Cole still in pit lane as well. He's not wanting to use that fast repair. I think he's wanting to use all this time to self-repair the car instead of using the fast repair. It's a smart strategy. You know, you don't necessarily want to try and waste that fast repair. You want to try and hold on to it. And as long as you can maintain some position, as Brandon's now going to exit pit road, or he's now into pit road, sorry. If you can maintain position, you can then find yourself at a really, really good opportunity into maximizing on your moves. Race Control have given a ruling on this. Massive shove from the 7 and 31 into the 18, causing the 7 to get loose, and the 31 has no time to react to him being loosed. No penalty given, but maybe, you know, I don't know if I agree with that one, but it's a big moment. It's a big move at this point in time for the race as well. Smathers is back out there after getting his car fixed up again, using the time wisely. Same for Austin Cole. So they've gotten back out there and they've remained on the lead lap. So this is important now. So those guys have come through pit road, saved a fast repair, but they've now gotten back out there after taking the optionals and required repairs in pit lane to fix up their cars. It's a really smart move. It's a great strategy that you can pull at these sorts of events. Now, for Will Kern, he's just exiting pit road now as well, and he's gotten out before the pace truck has gotten past him. So Kern will remain on the lead lap as well. So that is a great, great bit of strategy from those guys to get out there before the end of the lead lap, and now they're back on the road once again. Great recovery drive from Bailey Brandon tonight as well. After missing the race start, starting from pit road, he's now managing to push on once again. And for Smathers and Cole and Kern, they were all passengers in that moment prior to this pace car period. So for them, that's worked out well for them. We have still got 8 laps to go in this stage when we restart the race once again. We're on lap 20 of 28 for stage 1. And what we want to try and find for ourselves is who is going to finish inside of the top 10 here for the stage. 11 cars are currently left on the lead lap, by the way, from Cody Pruitt to Rob Stevens, Dan Marotta, Nate Owen, Charles Rinker, Kevin Winker, Magnus Anderson, Austin Cole, Zach Smathers, Bailey Brannon, and Will Kern as well. Top 11 cars are all out here vying for position here this evening for High Side Motorsports Season 1, Round 13, the DEGA 150 in the Gen 6 Cup Series. And for Pruitt, it's time to maximise. For Stevens, it's time to maximise as well. The teammates up there with Marotta as well. This has been a great race for Arch City Racing. All four of the 5 cars making up the top 4 at the moment are Pruitt, Stevens, Marotta and Owen. With Smathers inside the 10 as well. This is a great run for Arch City. And for Cody Pruitt, as a future team owner of this team for next season when the reins are passed over to him, this will be a great feeling with those 4 cars up there and with Smathers in tow as well. To the restart zone we roll to. And we prepare ourselves. Green flag once again at Talladega as Pruitt gets us back underway. We managed to make it to the end of lap 21. 7 laps to go in stage 1. Lap 22 is underway, and Charles Rinker's looking to put some pressure here onto Rob Stevens and Cody Pruitt at the top end of town. Magnus Anderson's up there as well. Cole, Kern, Owen, Winker, Smathers, Brandon's up there too. Marauder's in the pit lane. Hatch in to serve the black flag as well. He has to do it this lap by. Marauder's got another black flag here. So he has just had to serve that one by driving through pit road. And he's now got himself back out there again. For Pruitt to maximise on this position here tonight would be huge. He would love a race win at Talladega. As we mentioned, though, it's anyone's game here tonight. Anyone can get caught up in a wreck, and anyone can get caught out at the wrong time. And the smart play of those drivers who were wrecked to use the pace car period to their advantage. I mean, their long laps here at Talladega. Fastest times have been in the 48s. Slowest times under racing conditions have been within the 52s. As we're back in the 48s once again. And the whole field's back up to full pace and full firing for DEGA. But they have been running very, very strong here this evening. And it has been fantastic to see. Austin Cole trying to start a second row now, a second line. With Will Kern, Paul Harris, Brannon, Smathers, McCurdy in behind. As they all look to push the championship leader to the front of the field. And again, using cars around you to your advantage, working together out there, having an understanding that it's going to take teamwork. You're not going to be able to win this thing on your own. You need friends, you need support. And if you've got teammates, even better. As Rinker now runs to the outside, Pruitt and Stevens still running strong in a line of stern at the top end of town. Cole trying to push Rinker here on the top side. Watch for Harris on the inside though. He's still a lap down, but he's able to battle amongst the pack. 5 to go here in the stage. Will Kerr to the outside, 3 wide, staggered down the backstretch towards turn 3. There's still 3 wide through 3 as well. As Brannon pushing here in behind Paul Harris. Watch how nice and tight Stevens Jr.'s been to the back of Cody Pruitt's car. This is teamwork at its finest. Both of them pushing along nice and easily here. Watch for Smathers as well. He wants position past Brannon as Harris now to the outside, trying to drag his teammate Bailey Brannon to the race lead if he can. 4 to go in the first stage of Talladega. Brannon looks to take the race lead as he gets past Cody Pruitt. Watch for Austin Cole as well. Down low goes Brannon, very aggressive, straight in the way of Cody Pruitt. And our Harris just being able to dictate the line. But Brannon with some bad blinks on that low line at this point. 3 to go in stage 1. Brannon is into the lead though, trying to draw first blood here tonight in terms of challenging Austin Cole for this championship in the dying embers of the season. Watch for Pruitt. Brannon comes to the outside. Harris trying to give him some drag here. They've got to watch defensive moves. Here comes Cody Pruitt, Stevens Jr. and Smathers. The Arch City Racing boys are working together to get to the front end of town. Pruitt back into the race lead. It's going to be 2 laps to run here in the first stage. And Cody Pruitt is back in the race lead now with Stevens Jr. and Smathers in behind him. Watch for Austin Cole. Has some help from Kern and McCurdy in behind him as well. As the Arch City boys drop to the low line and get ready to drag this pack along. Here comes Austin Cole. 2 laps to go. Can he start his night with perfect points in the first stage? Or is he going to have to settle for position lower down the order as Smathers looks to cover the outside line? Cole now goes to the inside. As Kern now makes it 3 wide. Smathers is caught out there. McCurdy with bad blinking in behind them as well. This is maximum pressure moments. Watch Brannon, an aggressive lane change there like he's about to miss his exit on the freeway. Straight up to the high line to tuck in behind his teammate Paul Harris here. Cody Pruitt will lead us though. 1 to go in the stage. With Stevens Jr. in behind him, Austin Cole, Bailey Brannon. And Harris is just sprinkled in there for good effect. But it looks to be Pruitt's to win here in the first stage with a great strategy from the Arch City Racing boys. They've done well to get themselves up the order here tonight. Watch for Brannon though. Could get a late run here. Harris is trying to pull him along with Smathers in behind. Round 2, 3 and 4, contact with Ashby Brannon, and it's a massive one at turn 3-4. A huge one at turn 3-4. It's taken out Cody Pruitt out of the lead. It's going to win the stage early, and Rob Stevens Jr. is going to win the stage here tonight. That was a huge one down there. Watching it back, Braden getting into the back quarter of his teammate Harris at 3, straight into Pruitt, and watch as this car gets lifted straight in the air and ricocheted with a European uppercut straight into it, and it is a subway car, it looks nice, but straight into the air. My Lord, what a moment. Braden will have a penalty coming his way for sure. That was huge, absolutely huge, and for Cody Pruitt, he's had to tow this thing back to pit lane. My God, what a moment. Well, that has ended the stage. Third caution of the race. And that'll now push us on to the next portion here into stage 2. We're going to take this time to give thank you to iRacing for bringing us such a fantastic stream by taking a very, very quick ad break before we get into stage 2. Don't go anywhere. There's still more to come from DEGA. Was that the biggest crash we're going to see tonight? Or is there one bigger coming? Find out soon as we get ready for the restart here off stage 1 into the final stage of Talladega for the DEGA 150. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back very shortly.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to High Side Motorsports, DEGA 150 for the Gen 6 Cup Series here tonight. If you're just joining us and you're wondering why the stage has ended early here this evening, well, we were supposed to go to lap 28, but we ended right on turn 4 as the stage was about to end. And this is the whole reason why Cody Pruitt has been involved in a massive incident with Bailey Brannon. and Paul Harris up on turn 3. So Harris hooked into his, Brannon hooked into his teammate Harris and straight into the side of Cody Pruitt's car. And what a wild ride it was, off the wall and ricocheting off the roof of Brannon and Smathers as well. And I tell you what, that there is a cold cut combo that the subway entry of Cody Pruitt did not want here tonight. Charles Rinker's now just come through pit lane once again. We've got Will Kern into the race lead with Robert Stevens Jr. up there as well. And we've got the top 12 cars on the lead lap. Race control will be looking at that incident, no doubt about it. Likely going to be a penalty coming the way of Bailey Brannon for the hooking of Paul Harris and into the race leader of Pruitt as well. And understandably, Pruitt will be frustrated because he had done so well in the first stage to keep that car at the front end of town into trying to get to a race-winning position in terms of the first stage. But now he's been knocked back. One lap on the race leaders and work to be done throughout the rest of this race. We're slowly ticking by, getting cars back onto the lead lap and off of the lap down runners here this evening. But it is tough times, hard times, as good old Dusty Rhodes would say, for these drivers here at Talladega. For Will Kern, we know he's got good pace. We know he's a proven race winner. He can get this car at the top end and he can put himself in a solid position looking forward to the end of the season and to season 2 as well. He's going to be someone to keep an eye on. Rob Stevens Jr., well, he's proved himself this season. He's been a bit of a silent assassin. Nate Owen, we know, has got good pace. Smathers is running on empty right now. He is so hungry for this race win. He wanted it. He's talked it up all week that he was going to win DEGA, and he wants to win it here tonight. Winker's got good pace. Marotta as well. Call. What can he do? Time will tell if he can survive the rest of the run. Pace truck in. Restart zone going to get lit up once again here at Talladega as we come around the tri-oval. Green flag! Talladega stage 2, 29 laps to go. Well, we've managed to get in a clean lap off the restart. 28 laps to go here at DEGA, lap 33 of 60. And Will Kern in the race lead right now with Nate Owen on his tail, Kevin Winker as well, and Austin Cole on the low line. High side from front to back. It is Rob Stevens Jr. to Smathers, to Damon Marotta, to Mike Rinker as well. Austin Stamper's up there too. So they're all trying to push on here. Watch for Magnus Anderson and Opposey Korean on the low line as well. Maximum pressure moments like this, folks, are ones that drivers thrive upon. If you got goosebumps, well, you got to rub them, and you got to scrub them, and you got to push on to get yourself into glory. It's not worth the time getting anxious and worried and stressed when you can become a race winner on the road at Talladega. As Winker with a great run straight to the race lead. What a moment here. EOL penalty, by the way, giving to the 19 of Bailey Brannon for that moment that brought out the stage. And the way the stage finished, it was Stevens Jr., Cole, Brannon, Pruitt, Kern, Smathers, Owens, Harris, McCurdy, Rinker, the top 10. But I believe that is correct for the stage end. You can see that Stevens Jr. is doing a ripper effort here up the top end. Still some cars trapped a lap down. I must say, very impressed tonight by the run of Joe Dyson. Been doing so well here this evening. And we made comments previously that Joe still has a little bit of work to do to get some improvements made, but last week would have been a fire under his ass out at Pocono. When he got that P12, he was so close to the top 10. He'll be hoping that he can try and get it here this evening now. He's a lap down on the race leaders at this point in time. He's in P13, so he's one away from his best finish of the season. And he is the top-seeded car that is a lap down on the race leaders. So he will get a wave around if we do get another caution out there, and he will go straight to the front and go back out onto the lead lap of this race. So it's not over just yet for Joe Dyson, but still struggling out there. Smathers down to the outside, tucking in behind Austin Cole. It is a Rochambeau toing and throwing battle between Rinker and Stevens Jr. as Rinker goes to the front, but Mike Rinker, though, great run to the bottom line. Not going to get him into the race lead. He is multiple laps down, but it's going to help him drag the bottom line forward. Rinker now stuck up in behind it, or stuck up alongside him here. Watch for Rob Stevens Jr. as well. Austin Cole trying to push the 42. Watch for Marauder as well. Great run tonight off of that start further back with an EOL penalty. Marauder has done well to get himself up into P3 across the portion of this race. Be 24 laps to go when we get to the line here out at Talladega. But my lord, what a race it has been thus far. Pressure upon pressure. And ultimately, drivers having to keep themselves neat and tidy. You can see the pace having to run here. Little bump there from Cole onto the back of Kevin Rinker, trying to push him into the race lead alongside Stevens Jr. Mike Rinker trying to drag the bottom line along. Wants himself at the front of the field, so he also gets a wave around, because if he's in front of the race leaders, he won't get picked up by the pace truck. So he wants that car at the front end. Watch for Kevin Rinker, though. Hell of a run from the outside line. Getting good push and shove here. That's leading them to the front of the field. Rinker to the lead. Cole, Kern, P3 and P2 in behind him, with Smathers trying to take P4 from Stevens Jr. And what we've seen tonight is obviously tyres have not really been a factor. Now they have made changes to the tyres throughout the stops, as Rinker now got on the midline and dropping positions here. So Cole now to the race lead. Will Kern up there as well, and Smathers all involved with it as Smathers looks and takes the race lead, but Cole covers off, blocks the run, forces him to hold P2 with 23 to go here at Talladega. It is maximum pressure right now for these drivers to keep themselves neat and tidy. And look at the tight pack of cars, 3 wide towards turn 1. Smathers, Rinker and Kern. Kern having to tuck back in behind Rinker. Smathers here wants this race win. He's hungry for it. He's frothing at the mouth. And for Cole, right now, he would be gaining some great points on Mike Rinker and Bailey Branham. And this is the type of statistic that we need to be thinking about tonight. Need to be thinking about how many points can he gain for certain positions? How many points can he win across the night? Well, ultimately, it's 55 points for a race win out there. With 21 cars in the field, Mike Rinker currently positioned in P20. That is a 34-point gain. With stage points on top of that, we look to see where Cole finished in the stage. It was P2. That's a further 9 points. That's 44. It's enough. It's enough for right now to knock Mike Rinker out of the championship hunt. And if Brannon has a poor run and ends up at the back of the field as well, it'll also knock him out of the championship hunt as well, and it will win Austin Cole the title race here tonight. Smathers race lead to Kevin Rinker, Robert Stevens Jr. and Damon Marotta for the top 4. 20 laps to go at DEGA. And it's nice and tidy at this point in time. They've found their rhythm. They've found their groove. And it's been great to see for these drivers to get some solid recoveries on the board. Smathers with some love out there with him leading this race. Rinker tucked in behind him. He said he made the claim he was going to win this thing. And he was going to win it in the Sprite car. If Smathers can do it, it'll be a fantastic win for him, of course. It'll be his first of the season. And it'll be a great way to end his run with Chevrolet before the end of the season, where he'll move over to the Ford racing unit. As he's tucked up now to the outside. Rinker on the inside here. Watch for Mike Rinker as well. He's a bit of a spanner here. It's 4 wax in there. 4 wide in through turn 1 and 2. Cole's up there as well. And the bottom line's got a good run here. There's still 4 wide down the back stretch. They tuck up and in. But Smathers has been caught out dirty there. He's been caught out in the middle with no one to draft with and no one to push him along. And that's knocked him all the way back. A real shame for him at this stage. Not too far removed from his 1-year anniversary of iRacing, by the way. He's not been on iRacing for that long. But great pace. Great wherewithal for Smathers here on board these cars. He does so well week in and week out, it must be said. For Kevin Rinker, he wants another race win. Of course, he was the tournament winner this season. And by way of that, he won himself some cash. He's got himself a livery coming as well. More than likely for next season at this stage. With Cody Pruitt a lap down, trying to push him behind him with his teammate, Robert Stevens Jr., who is on the lead lap and is in P2 in behind him. So there's some working out here of where they're going to find themselves, where they're going to end up, and who is going to maximise against who across the rest of this race. It'll be 17 laps to go here at Talladega, and I must say it is a hotly contested series coming up for us in Season 2, it must be said. Fantastic calendar that's been brought out for us for next season. I believe sign-ups are now open within the High Side Motorsports Discord server. So if you're thinking about joining the High Side, get on in the server, get signed up. We've got fantastic racing coming your way for next season. 18 rounds coming your way for Season 2. It's going to be a hot one. Running from April 12th until September 6th, beginning with the Clash at Nashville Superspeedway. That'll be an unbroadcasted Clash race to give drivers a taste for it. First round, Daytona International Speedway, April 19th, 80 laps. Stage will end at lap 26 into Vegas Motor Speedway in round 2 the week after. Worldwide Technology Center in round 3 to Pocono at the Tricky Triangle in round 4. New Hampshire Motor Speedway in round 5 for May 31st. Then we begin the next run from Michigan International Speedway on June 7 to the All-Star Race on June 14th at Martinsville. That's going to be incredible. Heat laps, main laps, it's going to be huge at Martinsville. Kansas Superspeedway on June 28th, 166 laps is going to be a massive one for Kansas. As cars are having to come in here, green flag pit stops are about to be underway. Final stops of the race as, oh my God, Austin Cole has absolutely blown it up on pit entry. Austin Cole has made a crucial mistake coming into pit lane. What has happened to Austin Cole down there? My God. So let's watch this back. So this is, we'll watch this lap back. Because something's happened to Austin Cole on the pit entry here. Something's happened to him. But I mean, I'm surprised it actually hasn't been classified as an unsafe entry. So they come around the back stretch, up towards turn 3 and 4. And everyone looks to like they want to come in. So Cole holds back, comes to the back end of the line. And what does he do on entry? So this whole front pack coming together. Rinker dragging them in. What does Austin Cole do? Oh, he locks up the rears and he just absolutely bottled the entry. Oh, God. Magnus Anderson now in, by the way, as is Justin McCurdy. Will Kern, the race leader. As we come around to begin the next lap of this race, he will take back the race lead to Anderson and Co. That was a really weird moment, though, for Austin Cole. Very, very weird, very, very awkward. As green flag stops are back underway. And drivers have found themselves in good, solid positioning to run us through the end of, well, the rest of the calendar for next season. We've got Sonoma Raceway coming up for you with road course action on July 12th, Richmond Raceway, short track action on July 19th, Homestead Miami on July 26th as well. Super excited for that one. 100 laps. We're back at Talladega. The next time we're back at Talladega, August 2nd, will be for 65 laps once again here at DEGA. Chicagoland Speedway will begin the chase, as we'll have a 5-race chase for the championship. That'll begin the chase at Chicagoland. Then to Watkins Glen the week after, Bristol Motor Speedway, Phoenix Raceway on August 30th, and ending out our season, the chase finale at Charlotte Motor Speedway on September 6th. It is going to be a huge, rip-snorting season for Season 2. You'll want to be a part of it, so get into the High Side Motorsports Discord server. It is going to be massive. It is going to be absolutely massive. And ultimately, you guys can get in there now. You guys can get in there, you can get racing, you can get battling with people on the road. And you guys can have some fun. You guys can have some fun racing Gen 6 Cup Series cars. As Will Kern leads the way, 12 laps to go. Can he take this race win here tonight, or is it all on for Kevin Rinker? There's a lap traffic between them with Pruitt, Mike Rinker, and John Roberts all involved up here as well. A late race caution to be huge right now. It would be absolutely massive. They made the call to only take fuel. Smathers has now gotten ahead of Cole, Stevens Jr. and Marotta, so he's now up into third place. And for those that want to join the server, you can join the server following that link right there. Get into Discord, get signed up for next season, pay the league dues, and get racing with us for Season 2 of High Side Motorsports. 10 laps to go at Talladega when the race leader Will Kern reaches the line. After this run down the back stretch, he's got Kevin Rinker right on his heels. Top two separated by less than 1/10 of a second. Are you kidding me? Less than a tenth for the race lead as Kevin Rinker to the outside of Kern. Will now push on once again into the race lead. He's got Cody Pruitt up there with him as well, trying to push him along. Pruitt, though, not on the race lead, or lead lap at this stage of the race, I should say. But there is a lot of traffic filtration needed. There's been a lot of contamination across the field now with lap cars being all around the front runners here tonight. Tell you what a good one tonight from Zach Smathers. P3 at the moment with Cole, Stevens Jr. and Marotta in behind him. But ultimately, the battle for the race lead is on with Kevin Rinker and Will Kern as we've got 10 to go here at DEGA. And the pressure that has been applied across the night for them. Ultimately, it's been a game of survival across this whole race. That's what it's ultimately been. It's been a game of survival. Keep yourself tidy, keep yourself clean. And really, you know, to give us the short little recap here, 3 cautions for 9 laps across a 60-lap race at Talladega, one of which was a stage end. Come on. Like, that's huge. Only 3 for 60 laps. That there is fantastic. We've had 14 lead changes across the night. And we haven't had a caution for so long. I mean, this has been a fantastic run
across this race. There you see the race analysis as well, and how the weather was looking here this evening as well. 81 degrees Fahrenheit, 27 centigrade, 45% humidity, so nice, clean running out there. But yeah, 3 cautions for 9 laps across 60 laps of a race, or at this stage 53 laps of a race. Come on, that is fantastic stuff. That is incredible to get to this point of Talladega without multiple big ones, without multiple incidents, and ultimately without multiple blow-ups. Is a fantastic effort from these drivers here tonight. 8 laps to go at Talladega for the DEGA 150. And Kevin Rinker is in an almighty position in the race lead. Multiple cars between him and P2 in Will Kern. Cars like Pruitt and Roberts and Rinker as well. For Kern, what more can he do right now? Well, ultimately, he needs someone to give him a helping hand. He needs McKellar to help him. He needs the other cars in behind him to help him as well, like a Posey Kareem. And he's got to try and get up to the race leader as quickly as possible here tonight. And the guys in behind, or the guys just ahead of him, they don't want to give up positions for free. I mean, Rinker and Pruitt, they're battling for position right now. They don't want to give up positioning in terms of track position, because those guys are battling for their own race. So they don't want to give it up at this point in time either. 7 laps to go, though. What more can be done? I'll tell you what, this little 4-car pack is doing well just to hang on to each other here. Stevens in behind Cole with Smathers as well, and then Marotta behind them. There's a lot of push and shove here. They're catching this front pack. They are catching this front pack, but have they got enough laps to do it, or will they need a caution to get back up here? Six laps left here at DEGA. And can that P3 train chase down the massive pack of cars that have got the 2 leaders in amongst it with Kevin Rinker and Will Kern? You see Joe Nyson's gone to the back of this now as well. There is that P3 pack. And they're about to get more helping hands. They've got Hatch and Mike Rinker ahead of them. So this pack's about to get bigger and it's about to get faster. So can they chase these guys down? With 5 to go when they cross the line, it's not looking likely. This looks to be a one-on-one bout between Will Kern and Kevin Rinker to the very end. Unless we get a late race caution. Caution at this stage could get us into overtime period as well, folks. That could be a factor here tonight, is overtime. And if these drivers have got enough fuel on board and if they've got the tyres under them to give them the grip that they need to get to the end. For Rinker, he's just going to hang on to the race lead. He's got cars in between him and P2, so not too much pressure right now. And ultimately, with 4.5 laps to go, he sits in a very pretty position in terms of hanging on to a race-winning spot here at the front end of town. It's been a fantastic run for him here tonight. We've had some great racing as well, with some memorable moments out there, including incidents, but then also including the battles on hand here throughout this race as well. Ultimately, what we're setting ourselves up for is fantastic opportunity to go racing next week in Iowa, where we could be in for another grand race in terms of short track action, and then the wondrous finale that we've got coming your way at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We've got some special little treats for you coming out your way as well for that one too. It is going to be absolutely spectacular. And really, for these drivers on the field, they've done so well. They've done so well this week at DEGA to keep this race so clean, to keep it crisp, to keep it consistent. It has been an ultimate run here tonight, and I am so proud to see these guys do so well. It has been spectacular, absolutely spectacular to see all of these drivers doing so well here this evening. A fantastic run, ultimately, a fantastic run, and one that these drivers should be proud of here tonight. So for the race leader Kevin Rinker, he's got 3 laps to survive this push from Will Kern behind him, but Will Kern's not got any help to try and force him forward now. If he's going to go for a run, he's going to have to get some help from McKellar and Cohen behind him. But when does he pounce? When does he go for the move? When can he get this run going forward? Death King Marcin's got $1,000 on McKellar. Well, McKellar is a lap down on the race lead right now with 2 laps to go. If we don't get a caution right now, we're going to get to the forecasted end of lap 60. So if there's no caution here on lap 59, we're going to catch the white flag and we're going to end this race after 60 laps here at Talladega. And for Kevin Rinker, he's got no pressure in behind. Worst thing he would want right now is the yellow flag to go up. But as we come around turn 4, up towards the tri-oval at turn 5, we are gonna make it. White flag here in DEGA. After 59 fantastic laps, and look at Kurt, he's going for his run on the outside. John Roberts and Charles Rinker have pounced. Kurt has gone with them. Straight to the race lead on Rinker, and he's been caught napping now. Can he get this car to the race lead once again with half a lap to go? Half a lap for Kevin Rinker to get back into the race lead, but what a run for Will Kern. What a spectacular moment around turn 4 to the tri-oval. Kevin Rinker's been caught out absolutely napping as Will Kern wins it at DEGA. What a run, what a race, and what a win for the 31 Toyota Camry of William Kern. Kevin Rinker, home in P2. Zach Smothers on the podium. The 3 car bringing it to P3. Racing. And that'll be a great memory to hold. And I'm sure that one's dedicated to Brutus here tonight. Stevens Jr. P4. Marotta P5. Cole dropped back to P6, by the way. Magnus Anderson, Nate Owen, Bailey Brown and Charles Rinker. What a push to the end there. P10 for Rinker at the end of that race. What a fantastic run to the very, very end. But William Kern, what a race win. What a win here tonight for Mr. Kern. The celebrations begin after an almighty race for William Kern here tonight. He blows the engine, he ends it out, and that there is a fantastic run for William Kern on the road here at Talladega. What a race, what a run home, 60 laps to the end. And ultimately, a fantastic race all the way from start to finish. We start tonight's post-race interviews, though, by bringing in P3 on the road in Zach Smothers. Zach, welcome in. Congratulations. P3 on the road tonight, sir. You wanted to win it, needed the late race caution to get back up to the race leaders, but ultimately, P3 for the number 3. That's got to feel good at DEGA.
Yeah, it's the first podium I've had in a long damn time. I'm real proud of that one. You can hear it a little bit, but
I can hear the adrenaline in your voice. It is.
It's, buddy. I've been, as well as anybody else, I've been working my ass off with this thing, building this league with CJ and Bailey and John and Mike and Brian and everybody else. And I've had DEGA circled all year. There's something about this track that I love it. I know it. I understand it. I lost force feedback, towards the tail end of that, right when I caught that lead, and I lost it through the turn. So I had to pull out because I didn't want to wreck anybody. Almost did when we went, I think, 4 wide. figured it out, and I did need that late caution, but man, I'm proud of it. I can race with these boys, and that's really what tonight was about to me, was proving to myself I can race with these guys.
We did a fantastic fantastic effort tonight, Zach, and good to see you get that podium before you move away, obviously from Chevrolet into Ford Racing colours for next season as well. So you managed to get the bow tie, at least a podium for yourself this season. Still 2 rounds to go. There's still a win on offer for you as well. So it's still possible that you can get that race win. Either Iowa or Charlotte, who knows? But no, fantastic run tonight. Congratulations. It was good to see those Arch City boys up there after one of those late break cautions. But man, what a wreck for Cody Pruitt at turn 3.
Yeah,
that was
I
huge.
hated that for Cody. Absolutely hated that for Cody. We got linked up and we were cooking, and we had something for tonight, man. We were on it. We had something for him. So I hate that for Cody. I hate that for Robert. But shout out to him. Robert pushed me to getting that podium, and he told me he was going to stick with me and get me there, and he did. So him and Damon and everybody else, Nate, I love you guys. Thank you guys.
Well, thanks so much for coming over to chat to us, Zach. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Right here next to me, the person who puts up with this every week and has dealt with every emotion that she can possibly see. I love you, and I thank you for supporting me through this for every step of the way. And you've never told me no, and it means the world to me. And Hamish, to you guys, thank you guys. You've made this so special for me.
Well, Zach, I'm sure tonight, not only through determination and skill, I'm sure there was a special friend riding with you to that P3 this evening.
he was there on my post with me. He was. If you looked over, he was on my frame with me. So I got to give him a good one tonight.
That's good. Well, thanks so much, Zach, for coming over chat to us. Best of luck next week at Iowa, and congratulations on your first podium of the season. Well done.
Thank you, Hamish. Appreciate you.
Thanks so much. Next up, we have P2 here tonight in Kevin Rinker. And Kevin, you held on to that race lead for so long, but the late break run for Roberts and Charles Rinker to drag Will Kern past you on that final lap, it was heartbreaking to see. But, I mean, what a race for you, sir. P2, how does it feel to get that one solidified for yourself at the end of that race?
Yeah, it feels good. I just, there's nothing I could do on that last lap. Kern backed up to Rinker, and they just had a hell of a run, and then all those lap cars, I got blocked in. 71 was trying to race to 02, and I had nowhere to go. So after they passed me, I knew I was just kind of just riding there, but kind of sucks. But coming in tonight, I figured tonight was going to be my best chance to try to make up some points on Mike and Bailey. I know Austin's probably got this thing locked up, so I'm trying to get second in points for the season, and started right off the bat there with the first stage. I stayed out and trapped all those guys a lap down, so they definitely were not happy with me. But I got lucky there with that quick caution after I got top off, so that worked out in my favor. And then re-racked, and then I was kind of just riding around there, a little bit. And then that green flag stop is what broke everything up. Came into the pits, and Pruitt actually got into me a little bit. I thought we were going to ghost, but it didn't, and he kind of hit me into the wall, and I thought I was going to be way behind, but me, Pruitt, and Kern came out together, and I was like, well, if we can just stay linked up, 3 cars, we can pull away. So we were just kind of doing that for a while, and then we kept catching people and had like an 8 or 9 car train, and we were pulling away from 3rd and 4th, and then it was just between me and Kern, and like I said, nothing I could really do. I don't know if those guys were still mad from earlier, they want to help me or what, but it seemed like nobody would work with me after that. So, but yeah, I mean, it's been a great season, with winning the in-season tournament and all that. I've come on strong really late this season. I'm really proud of it. I kind of wish I would have seen where I could finish at Auto Club in Daytona. I know I was running top 5 before I got wrecked there, and I think maybe I would be up there fighting call for the championship, but just wasn't meant to be. But yeah, we got 2 races left. I'm still in the fight for second. So we go to Iowa next week, which I love that track. So we'll see what we can do out there.
Obviously, a great calendar as well coming up for us next season as well, with some fantastic races coming in. Obviously, the chase format coming in as well. That could obviously bring you back into a championship fight more so than running it to where it's whoever gets most points, before we get to the end of the season. Then, like with Cole, I mean, he hasn't won the championship tonight. Bailey managed to finish close enough to him to maintain enough gap, but yeah, I mean, he more than likely Austin's going to win it next week at Iowa based on the fact that Bailey kind of needs him to not score points to really stay in it. But well, yeah, I mean, Kevin, a fantastic run this season. As I said, earlier in the in-season tournament, you slowly built upon this season, and you made a believer out of me, and you made a believer out of the viewers as well of how good you can be on your best day. Tonight was one of your best days. You were just unlucky that Kern got a good run, and then also got the draft off of Rinker and Roberts to get past you as well. But I think you're going to be strong next season. I think you're definitely going to be one of the contenders as well. We'll have to get linked up so we can get you suited up for next season with a fresh livery as well, thanks to your in-season tournament win too. But yeah, Kevin, congratulations on your P2 tonight. Fantastic effort out there. Is there anyone that you want to give a shout out to before we let you go this evening?
Yeah, I'm going to shout out to Bruce Milberger Custom Homes, coming aboard and sponsor me in all my leagues. I always watch tonight. His town was actually hit by one of those tornadoes in Michigan, but he's fine. So thoughts and prayers with all those guys up in Three Rivers. I know they got hit pretty hard with those tornadoes on Friday. All Winker Nation, all the guys and girls that come out every night and support me. I can't thank them enough for coming out and support me. I don't have any teammates this season, but next season I'm linking up with Mike and William McKellar. So I think we're going to be a strong duo.
That's going to be a unit. I think if you guys find a fourth driver, that is going to be a very, very highly contested team next season. I think. Actually, Nick Mercer is apparently in that team, so you have got a fourth. So you guys are going to be a strong unit, and I think the teams that we're getting for next season, teams championship is going to be very big next season. I think, those teams that are out there prepped for next season, it's going to be a strong run, and I think there could be some rivalries coming too between some of those teams. So it's going to be good to see.
Yeah, for sure. I like racing with Mike and William. I think we definitely kind of feed off each other. We each kind of bring something to the table. So it'll be nice to kind of, to work with them and get going there next season. So I'm really looking forward to next season. But we got to finish off season strong and go on next season. But yeah, I just want to thank then all the the league admins that put this on. It's a lot of work to run this clean and fair and all that. And they don't do any favorites or any of that stuff. So I like how they run it. It's by the book. It's strict. They don't put up with any BS. So props to them for, doing that. And then last but not least, man, we appreciate the broadcast. Love and go back and watch it every night.
No worries. Thanks so much, Kevin. Appreciate your time. Best of luck next week at Iowa. We'll see if you can get yourself a race win before season's out. But yeah, best of luck, and looking forward to seeing how you go when we go short track racing next week.
Sounds good. Thank you, man.
Thanks so much. And finally here this evening, ladies and gentlemen, our race winner who made a massive run to the end of this race to take home the race win on the final lap, Will Kern. Congratulations. I thought there was no way you were going to be able to get past Kevin there before the final lap. And then as soon as you cross the line, I see John and Charles pull out, and you followed them, and you got a massive run into turn one that got you into the race lead. Man, you just bided your time, didn't you? And you were patient to try and get that race win. What was it? What was the thought process leading up to that? Did you think you had a chance, or were you lucky that those guys pulled out, or do you think that it was always going to happen?
I didn't know. The 8-car Winker spoke up and mentioned that he was wanted me to stick to his back bumper. The 8-car did. He said he wanted me to stick to his back bumper or whatever, and then he pulled out, and I stayed with him, and he got me past Kevin Winker, the 42. As soon as I passed him, I was actually worried because we got past him quick enough, and I thought they were going to catch another run behind us because that finish line is not in the center where it's supposed to be. It's way down past pit road. So it was fun race, man. The fact that it was just me and Kevin in that front batch that was actually on the lead lap, it pretty much just came down to either me or him. So,
I mean, obviously a great win tonight. We've got of course have coming our way next week Iowa, and then into Charlotte at the end of the season as well. Obviously, you're looking for a strong run to end out this season. What are you thinking you can do across the next 2 weeks to end your season strong before moving on to season 2 next season, where you'll have some teammates alongside you to help you out running forward and trying to maybe put a challenge into the championship for season 2?
I'm just out here to have fun, man. I mean, yeah, Iowa, I'm pretty good at Iowa. Charlotte, everybody's good at. I mean, realistically, so it's pretty much a coin toss. But I am looking forward to next season. I'm looking to make the whole season, so see if I can make myself a championship run. Unfortunately, I missed about a month, maybe a little over a month this season, and I feel like I could have been right up there with the 18, battling for the lead for the championship, man. But next season, man, it's going to be mine, hopefully.
We'll see if it can happen for you, Will. But congratulations on the race win here this evening. Is there anyone that you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, man. Appreciate you up in the booth. And again, I look forward to working with you and your team next season. And as always, got to thank the wife and the kids, and Pride and Trust Painting on the car, and yeah, Shanko Diecast on the car too. But yeah, on to next week, Iowa.
We look forward to seeing how you go, Will. I've got 5 championships in my team now for supercars driving. I want a NASCAR title with that as well. So we'll see if you can get it for us next season. But best of luck across the next 2 weeks. We look forward to seeing how you go. And thanks so much for coming over to chat to us post-race.
All right, man. Have a good night.
You too. Will Kern, P1 on the road here this evening out at Talladega. And he locks out a race win for himself in the DEGA 150. And that'll bring an end to our broadcast here this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Austin Cole has not locked out the championship where he could have here at Talladega, and he looks to Iowa next week. Well, he's locked out Mike Rinker from challenging him, it seems. But Bailey Brannon is still there to possibly sneak it away from him. It's going to take a lot of grit and effort and maybe a lot of good luck for Brannon to do it as well. But ultimately, it's all going to be decided when we head out to Iowa, whether it's going to be a championship win for Cole or whether it's going to go to the final race at Charlotte. That is still to be determined. But we appreciate everybody joining us here this evening as well. And if you're joining us for the first time in Affinity Broadcasting, hit the like button and subscribe, the bell icon as well, so you're notified whenever we go racing right here on the channel. Coming up on the docket for you later today to finish out our Monday doubleheader, 7:50 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. The iRacing World Challenge presents the VRS Porsche Cup Series, with our semi-final round out at Miami Autodrome for 2 30-minute feature races, which is bound to be pure chaos when we go racing in Miami for the first time. And then coming up next week, we've not got any supercars action coming your way Saturday night as the V8 Vets has finished their season for season 26. So the next time we'll be with you will be next Monday. We'll be racing for round 14 of High Side Motorsports season 1 out at Iowa Speedway, and then later that evening for the grand finale of the VRS Porsche Cup Series at Adelaide Street Circuit as well. So the Monday doubleheader to return next Monday night as well. To our series sponsors, we appreciate them. Once again, we want to give a shout out to Rinker Construction Remodeling, Mattress by Appointment in Fremont, Ohio. Call 419-407-6652 to us here in Infinity Broadcasting. Black Art Designs as well. Appreciate your time, appreciate your effort here being with us once again. We'll see you guys next week. We're racing in Iowa. But until then, stay safe and drive hard. And as always, bye for now.
High pressure, high stakes. It feels like the whole world's watching every move that I make. Another sunrise, another warning, but I'm still learning how to hold the line, how to quiet down the noise inside. And the moments slip away when I forget what I need. So I steady up my hands, let the rhythm set me free. I remember to breathe when the whole world shakes me down. Clear mind, finally free. I won't break, I won't bow. I'm holding on, holding on. remember to breathe.